just broke.
What's up, you guys? Excited for this week's video where we are at Berm Park in Canton, North Carolina. If you've been following along with YouTube and mountain biking for any amount of time, then you're familiar with Berm Park, the awesome new bike park built in Chestnut Mountain by Seth Alveo. Berm Park, Berm Peak Express, all of those different names that he is known by. But it was also a very interesting adventure for yours truly, and the rip mode, the Cane Creek DB inline coil shock did not survive, and it cracked the carbon frame on the rip mode. So we're going to talk a lot about Berm Park today. We're also going to talk about how that has transpired, getting the shock taken care of, and a lot of the information in between. So hope you're enjoying the content. Remember, we put out videos every single week of all the awesome riding in Central Virginia, where I'm located, North Carolina, Maryland, wherever the Blue Ridge Mountains go, we try to ride it there. So if you're enjoying the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and then share the channel out with all your buddies so we can all get out there and find that flow. So for starters, let's talk a lot about Berm Park. Berm Park is located just 15 minutes down the interstate in Canton, North Carolina from Asheville, North Carolina. You've seen the recent videos. We've been riding in the Pisgah National Forest. That's just south of Asheville in Brevard, and actually there's trails in and around Pisgah proper and the other districts that they call Pisgah that basically surround Asheville. It is an absolute mountain biking destination. It's one of my favorite places to ride. Yes, even better than the Western Slope and Stokesville area that I love so much here in Central Virginia. But if you're in the Asheville area, there's outstanding breweries and shopping and adventure hikes. Blue Ridge Parkway runs right through it. All of that's fantastic. But there's no dedicated bike park. And all of the pedal assist bike parks, or pedal bike parks instead of lift assist, have grown in popularity. Down in Hendersonville, there's Ride Canuga, created by Nico Mullany and the crew down there. That's also awesome. I've yet to ride there. This one is super unique because Seth, a massive YouTuber, raised funds from his Patreon channel, and Diamondback and other vendors supported it. It was crowdfunded. It was a partnership with the city of Canton. So you really just cannot overstate how unique this park is. And it's basically a park within a park. So if you look at the map, you see Chestnut Mountain, and just so you know, they're building more trails up and beyond what's there for the park. But Seth brought in an awesome trail building company, and they got in the heavy machinery, and they built a park that they wanted to be easy to access, easy climb up, and then easy to progress in session. So what we'll talk about next is the highlights around the trails that I got to ride. So let's check it out with some footage along the way. So as you kick things off, there's a wide open parking lot, there's an easy picnic area, and then the climb up is a fairly mellow climb, about 15 minutes if you're in great shape, maybe a little faster, up Papertown Express. I climbed that with my buddy Dave, Forrest, and even my daughter Haven, although she didn't love the climb, made it to the top. So you basically do Papertown Express to get you up there with a little bit of huffing and puffing, but even my wife with our 9-month-old on her back hiked up to it so that she could bring snacks for Haven and Forrest and for myself for when we were done riding. So it's very, very accessible, and it's one way. There's another way down the mountain, which we call Bear Country. So you take that, and then once you get to the top, you can session all the different runs that allow you to progress, and then at the end of everything, you take Bear Country Round, which is directional downhill, more of a sort of tech trail, if you will, that gets you down. So once you get to the top, you basically have 4.5 main trails. Starting out with the easiest of accessible trails, it is a very short green trail called Chain Whip. Chain Whip was what my 7-year-old, who mountain bikes a little bit, but she doesn't do jumps or anything else that is at all flow oriented. It is less than 1/10 of a mile. There's a couple of little rollers, a couple of little rocks in there, and you just ride laps, you just get warmed up. It's super, super easy. Really, really, really fun. Once you do that and you're feeling warmed up, the next way to start is on a green flow trail called High Roller. High roller is nothing more than a couple of rollers and some doubles. It's a lot of fun. Here's a quick first-person view to give you an idea of what we're talking about.
All right.
So as you can see, high roller flows. It's very short, you know, maybe it's a quarter mile, and from there you loop right back into the gravel road climb and climb back up to the top, catch your breath and get some water. The next thing that you get to is called On the Fly. On the Fly is a true blue trail, and it really is sort of what we would call a squirrel catcher that gets you prepared for what's next in the park in the blue, black, and black trail. There is big swooping berm, sort of a wood, rollable but droppable step down, and then a really big step up. And if you talk to Seth or listen to the videos that Seth talks about, that really is the gatekeeper to everything else in the park. You want to be able to send that step up all the way to the landing with ease before you kind of go on to the big black trail called Clickbait, as well as the double black trail called Roll the Dice. So again, let's hop into it, a couple of laps here, and this is what you want to look for as you progress up. So once you feel comfortable on the fly, you want to then get ready for the Black Diamond Trail. And I would say this is a light black, maybe a dark blue, light black, where you definitely have another bigger wood step down, some proper doubles, and some big tables. And so as we're gonna talk about in a second, things didn't go well for me that day while I was out there, so I only got one slow roll following Young Forest down the black trail to get a feel for it. But knowing that once you progress up, it's a little bit longer, the jumps are a little bit bigger, and it dumps you out to the bottom. And then as you're looking at the run down here, if you go right, you get the wall rides and the teeter cannon or launch cannon step down jump. That is the double black diamond roll the dice. So that's Berm Park in its entirety. So that's worth mentioning. There's not a ton of trails right now. They're building more trails up above it, hiking trails, more bike trails, and so it's gonna be a big park system in addition to Berm Park at some point. It's not there yet, but listen, it's 15 minutes from Asheville. You can do it in a morning. You spend about 2 hours there. You're satisfied, and you know what? You can go get a beer at New Belgium or Sierra Nevada and then go hit Bent Creek or Pisgah at the end.
Here we go. Good job, bud. Nice and smooth. You got it, buddy. Don't worry about it. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, yeah, that's legit.
Right here.
Wow.
Yeah, right there.
Come on. Oh gosh, wrong gear.
So again, can't say enough good things about Berm Park as it is, and highly recommend it. But now let's talk about what actually happened to me that day and that fateful run down the Blue Trail where the Cane Creek did not hold up.
I just broke.
And so I want to be really clear here. Now that we are a couple of weeks removed from the incident, I immediately connected with Shenandoah Bicycle Company, who has been incredibly supportive for the life of the 2 Ripmos that I've owned. They're my IBIS dealer, and they took care of communication with Cane Creek, and Cane Creek has gone above and beyond. They're a local Asheville company. They make incredible stuff. So I don't know that we can chalk this up to anything more than a freak accident. I mean, it's not like their shocks are cracked, snapping left and right. But what I did learn from Cane Creek is that the Ripmo clevis design, that's that yoke that holds the shock, does put quite a bit of lateral support. Now, I checked. I literally emailed Cane Creek, I emailed IBIS before deciding what coil to go with. I talked to another local rider when I selected that shock. They said it was fine, but who knows? Like I said, it chalked this up to very, very bad luck. I don't know of a lot of other people that this has happened to. And Cane Creek was very understanding, very responsive. And I am happy to report, not only did they warranty the shock, but they also covered the $700 crash replacement cost for the front triangle of my Ripmo. Obviously, IBIS said, hey, that's not our fault. We didn't do anything there. That's not a warranty claim. I didn't expect IBIS to warranty claim, but you know, a new front triangle, it was in stock. So I had Shenandoah Bicycle Company order that. And then working with Cane Creek, not only did they go the extra mile and cover the cost of the frame replacement, but they also made some recommendations. The Cane Creek Kitsuma coil has a thicker shaft and it's got a piggyback, so it's designed for more burly enduro riding. And I'm happy to say that they approved the upgrade as well as part of the warranty replacement. So I want everyone that's listening to hear me very clearly. I do not have enough good things to say about Cane Creek and IBIS. Listen, I've cracked the frame on almost every bike I've ever owned. Actually, every single bike I've ever owned. Some of it was my fault, some of it was welds that broke from riding. But I'm rough on my things, so I do not think this is bad for Cane Creek or anything that anybody needs to be concerned about, except maybe to say when you are choosing the coil shock that you want to run on a clevis design bike, a lot like the Ripmo, you want to opt for some of the higher end coils like the Kitsuma coil, the EXT Extoria. I believe there's a couple of others that have those thicker shafts that will allow it to be a little bit burlier. Of course, that makes it a little heavier, but listen, I'm not a weight weenie. I'm not super worried how much my Ripmo weighs. I do like that it's carbon and it has carbon wheels, but I'm not trying to shave grams by any means. I want my bikes to hold up and make up for my bad line choices when I send it down gnarly stuff. So I can't say enough good things about Cane Creek as well as IBIS and Shenandoah Bicycle Company taking great care of the situation. All in, it took about a month to get everything replaced. The failure happened at the end of May, early June, and I'm picking up the bike here just after the 4th of July. So a little bit over a month without the bike. I've been riding the hardtail, as you guys have seen, and really overall that's about what I could hope to expect with things in stock and supply chain. All of that's really, really good. So we'll tune in next week and I'll give you the update with the new Ripmo build. Very similar to the old build, but it's got the new shock on it. We'll be picking it up. We'll be talking with Shenandoah Bicycle Company, taking it for a ride. So as we finish up here, a couple of takeaways. Definitely go check out Berm Park. It's not a huge park. You can get a half day or less in and then go ride somewhere else, but a great place to progress. Absolute gem there just outside of Asheville. And again, huge kudos to Cane Creek for everything they did to look out for an unfortunate situation, taking care of your customers. At the end of the day, bike parts are gonna break. This one was a little out of the ordinary, but in the end, what you want is a company that's gonna stand behind its product and do what's right, and Cane Creek absolutely went above and beyond on this one. So I hope you found this video useful. Let me know if you've had any different experiences. One with the bike parks in the area. Have you ridden Berm Park? Let me know in the comments below. And what's your experience with coil shocks with the Cane Creek DB inline or the Kitsuma? Have you had the same? I can't imagine there's many of you out there that have had similar experiences. But yeah, shocks fail from time to time, and we all know and we want to know what's good with what we're running, but what's out there that we may not be running that could be better. Huge kudos to everybody involved on this. I'm excited to get the bike back. I'm excited to send it down, so tune in next week. But in the meantime, let's get out there and find that flow.